Yeah.
Do it, yeah, bitch.
I said it, bitch.
You do it better than me.
Yeah.
Well, shit. This was just 2 months ago.
Okay.
There was 2 missionaries in Haiti, Americans from Missouri. They'd just been married for less than 2 years. They'd been in country for 3 months. They're on the way back to their house. They get ambushed by a gang. They hole up at their house. They're calling for help. They call the embassy, which is less than 1 mile away from their house in Port-au-Prince. Nothing. 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 Not send the fast team that was already down there, not even send any Marine Guards, not anybody that would grow a pair to go out and help them. Nothing. And you can only imagine how badly the girl was raped, brutalized, killed, the husband killed, burned. Nothing. And, I compare that to what Trump did, and not many people know the story because it certainly got no media, was when, October 30th in 2020. So a week, 8 days, 9 days before the election. There's a missionary in in Mali, with his family, and he's taken by a jihadi gang, kidnapped him. He's like a 27-year-old kid. And the U.S. is able to watch these banded jihadis in their vehicles because they had drones overhead from the base they've now been kicked out of.
Wow.
Also by incompetence. But they watch, and they're getting close to Nigeria, where they're pretty confident this guy's going to be sold to Boko Haram, which is going to be a bigger problem. Right? That's the Nigerian Al-Qaeda affiliate. And Trump authorizes a rescue. So they send the JSOC package. They free fall in. They find them. Can you imagine a 27-year-old kid goes to sleep in the middle of the desert, surrounded by jihadis, and then he's woken up by an American with not 2, but with 4 tubes, right? Because they have the wider periphery, the MS-21s. Tap him on the shoulder and say, hey, we're here to take you home.
That's crazy. I never heard that.
And the guys that came there killed all the other jihadis. One got away, send a message. Don't fuck with the Americans.
Y'all let him go free so he can have a message.
I think he was out taking a piss. The mission was to rescue the guy. They got him. But it's beautiful. And you know what? Trump never took credit for it. That's moral courage, committing people to an uncertain outcome. Because you know what? Politically, if something happened where those guys got hurt, it would have been a big black mark on him before a presidential election. But you know what?
Right.
He cared enough to get an American kid home that was just a missionary. He wasn't out on some drunk bender and he got kidnapped. No, he was there with his family, helping people. And that's why we have resources like that. And it worked. And you know what? Every guy that joins the forces like that, they live for that mission.
Right.
Yeah, right. That's what they train for.
That's the first time I even heard about that story.
Yeah, it's a true story.
Yeah. It was another story that came up regarding Blackwater. Is they I don't know if this is a mischaracterization from your perspective, but the Nisour massacre, that's how they label it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. What was your perspective on what happened there?
That was another look. Iraq was a dangerous place.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And to give you perspective on that for what the rest of the week was like, we had a helicopter shot down. We had multiple other ambushes, explosive ambushes, put some of the guys in the hospital, destroyed a bunch of vehicles. And Nisour Square started with a car bomb that went off outside of a venue where there was a senior State Department and AID official at a meeting. And normally the guys would hardpoint in that building, but all the Iraqis, everybody left. And so they called for a support team. And, Baghdad has big traffic circles. And if you guys remember...
Like a roundabout?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And if you guys remember, you're deer hunters, right? And if
I've never been hunting.
Okay.
Never killed a thing.
If you're going to hunt deer, you look for the trail intersections because that's where you're going to ambush them. And it's the same way for a jihadi, right? If you're going to ambush the Americans, you wait to where the roads are going to come together, and that's where you sit. So the support team went to block the traffic to make it clear so this team that was fleeing could move through there quickly and not get stopped and shot at. Okay, so the team goes to the traffic circle. They stop traffic, except one car doesn't stop. It's a white Kia that meets the exact description of the be on the lookout briefing from that morning for what a car bomb could be.
Okay.
And they did all the signaling procedures of waving, horns, lasers, right? Distracting devices, and they didn't stop. And the guy shot. And it turns out that was a civilian, an innocent, not a bomb. But when it's coming at you at 25 or 30 miles an hour, and you've seen what car bombs do to other vehicles, the guy shot. And then a firefight ensued, which, because a bunch of other Iraqis opened fire on the vehicles, and it actually disabled one of the armored trucks because an 8K round skipped off the ground and severed the drain hose of the radiator. And with a modern electronic engine, no fluid, the engine doesn't run. So they were even delayed more getting out of the traffic circle, getting out of the vehicle in the middle of a firefight to rig a tow to drag themselves out. And so, there was, in the end, there was 11 Iraqis killed. It is still unclear which type of rounds did the killing, because some of them could have been AKs, some of them could have been Western rounds. But, no autopsies were performed because of their tradition of burying within 24 hours. And the media spun that into along the same lines of contractors bad. Right. We got the buzzsaw for that.
Yeah, I'd imagine that's a tough job. Like, the enemy doesn't have like a uniform on.
Nope.
You don't know.
No, and sometimes they do. Sometimes they're wearing Iraqi police uniforms or Iraqi military uniforms. So look,
that's got to be tough.
The first guys we lost in Iraq were ambushed partly by Iraqi policemen set up in Fallujah, and those bodies were dragged through the streets. And there, the company was attacked for not providing heavy enough weapons.
Yeah.
So it is a difficult mission. War is hell.
It sounds impossible.
And you know what? For perspective, there's been 85,000 Iraqi civilians killed since that Nisour Square incident, and you haven't really heard about any of those incidents.
Right.
85,000.
Like
I checked.
They just highlight what happened that day.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. It's like that would happen with your man, and then you look at the contrast of what Hillary did, and nobody talks about it. It's like she's like immune from doing everything in her power to do everything wrong when you got a lot of people trying to do everything right, and then they hold us accountable for trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, I think perspective on the media now.
Look, everybody, inflation is out of control, and this problem's only going to get worse. Can't have all your eggs in one basket, especially when you got people like Sleepy Joe holding the basket in the White House. That's why me and Kevin are always diversifying our assets. That's the kind of diversity, equity, and inclusion we like. Yeah. The value of silver, gold has been steadily rising, while the value of the American dollar has been falling. Because what? Inflation. Because our government sucks. Now, y'all, purplebar.com is changing the game, making it easy for all of us to protect our financial futures. Look how cool these gold and silver bars are. Patriotic engraving on there, too. Look real nice. The bars are perforated so they can easily break apart and can be conveniently exchanged if the dollar collapses. Go to purplebar.com and use promo code Hodgetwins and you get 5% off gold bars. And you get 10% off silver bars. Yeah.